This is the video for the Prepare for Honors Math 2 Summer 2023 course, where I'm going to discuss the syllabus and course expectations. The syllabus, you can see my name is Mrs. DeBold. You have my email address. This course is going to run from June 5th to June 22nd, Monday through Thursday. And we will be using a Google Classroom as well as Remind for communication. The main purpose of this course is going to be focusing on the topics that were covered in Honors Math 1 that were not covered in Academic Math 1. So typically we call this a jump class. So if you're enrolled in this class, that means that you are going to be taking Honors Math 2 in fall. So there's some topics that you maybe didn't cover in your traditional Academic Math 1 class that we will be focusing on in this course. The goal is after this 3 weeks, I'm going to make a recommendation for if we think Honors Math 2 is a good placement, or maybe we need to have a conversation on what other routes we need to take if this is a course that was very challenging. So that's something we'll talk about towards the end of the course. But the goal, again, is just to get you prepared to take Honors Math 2 in fall. You're going to see that this is actually an asynchronous online course. So what that means is all the instruction is taking place via Edpuzzle videos. We'll talk about the assignments in a moment, but there will be help sessions available to go over any questions you have from the material. So all the instruction takes place, it's like a flipped classroom. So all instruction takes place via Edpuzzle videos. But there are help sessions, 2 help sessions every week. You can see we have one Monday, the 5th of June, Wednesday, the 7th from 3:30 to 4:30, since we know a couple of our incoming ninth graders still have school going on. There's also some during week 2 and week 3. And there's also an appointment schedule if you'd like to schedule a 30-minute tutoring session with me, or you can reach out to me via email. The supplies for this course, there's a note packet, which we'll talk about in a moment, that you may have already received or you can print out. There's also, you need access to Google Classroom, access to either a scanner or a camera on your phone to upload work for your assignments, and obviously a calculator and internet access will be needed. For this course, it's not a credit-bearing course, but again, it does help with the placement recommendation and conversations around your placement and honors in fall. So how that recommendation is formed is based off a grade that comes from assignments, quizzes. So we have a quiz at the end of each week. And then the end of the last week, we do have a test. We'll talk a little bit about how those are administered throughout the course. But this is really how I'm basing that recommendation at the end of the course. On the second page of the syllabus, I just want to note that all the assignments for the course are due by June 22nd. So every other deadline we have on here is kind of like a soft deadline, but everything has to be in by June 22nd for me to make that recommendation. You can see the units covered are mostly focusing on the 2 units that were not covered in Academic Math 1, but were covered in our traditional honors course. So you can see it's really those first 2 units from the level 2 book. So we're going to see a little bit with exponential models, functions, and then a lot of polynomials and factoring are going to be in this course. If you look at our Google Classroom, you can see if you go to classwork, is organized. So all of our class information is listed on here. You can also see our agenda, which I'll go over in a moment, our syllabus, which I just went over. If you need to see our help sessions, you can see those are all listed on here. I also have here a calendar invite. So if you were to go ahead and click on that, you can see that if one of the help session times doesn't, line up with something that works for you, you can even schedule a 30-minute appointment. If none of those work, feel free to reach out via email too. So we can always make arrangements if you need help with any of the assignments. Uh, we also have, and you can see all of those are via Google Meet. So you can see the Google Meet link is right here. Also in the Google Classroom, you can see our for Remind. So Remind is what I use email to communicate with you, but also Remind is a little more helpful because more students check Remind. So if that's just, here's the code for Remind. You can also, reach out to me if you need help signing up for that. Throughout the course, we will be using a note packet. So here's the note packet. This is what you would use to take down your notes, do the U-Try problems, which we'll talk about in a moment. And then any of the Delta math work, there's a workspace on here as well. So this is what you're going to be taking pictures of and uploading for me to give you credit and feedback. So let's take a look at then what's going along with the course. So the course is broken up into weeks. You can see all of it's listed on Google Classroom, but I will actually go what might be a little more helpful, and you may want to bookmark, is the agenda. So if you look at where it says agenda, uh, and I have mine already open, this is pretty much what you will use to navigate the course. It's a little more easy to follow. So you can see the topic. Each day is going to have an Edpuzzle video. So when you click it, it's going to take you to the Google Classroom for that video. And it corresponds with a part of the note packet. So you can see that that's where you'll click for the video. You'll also see there each note packet has U-Try videos, or U-Try problems. So this goes along with the packet, but if you click it, it's a Google practice set. So essentially you're writing down your work. You're trying the problem out. You can select it. I can see how many times you've tried it out, but all of this has to get, you can see it even says on here, please complete the U-Try problems in your packet and check your answers with practice sets, and then you're going to upload your notes. So all of the notes do have to be completed. I know that a lot of you are very, very bright. That's why you're taking honors. And a lot of you are like, oh, I could do it in my head. I need to see work in order to give you feedback and credit. So I know you're probably the most brilliant person ever. You have to write stuff down. Otherwise, I cannot give you credit. I cannot emphasize that enough. Because if you turn in something blank, I'm just going to send it right back to you. So make sure you are turning in work with everything. No exceptions. Now for going back to the agenda, you're going to see here, after the Edpuzzle and the U-Tries, that's very similar to how you would do notes normally in class. You do have a Delta math assignment. So that, and pretty much every day follows a similar pattern. So when you look at Delta math, you notice it does say you have to upload work. So you're going to see where it says complete upload your work here. In the actual Delta math student view, you can see that day one, it's just 5 problems. And then on the Google Classroom is where you'll upload your work. And all of your Delta Math assignments are listed here in order. So you do want to make sure you're doing the video before you do any of these assignments. So the D1 Delta Math goes with the D1 video and so forth. Quizzes are also given on Delta Math. So after you complete the assignment and you go through the agenda, I didn't put a review on for the Delta Math for the Delta Math quiz, because you could just do extra problems if you need extra help. But you'll see when you click on the quiz, it's kind of a checklist walking you through that you completed all of the assignments. So you'll see on here, you'll go through this checklist. You'll tell me you've completed everything, you've uploaded everything, and then it's going to give you a code, and this is the code you type in to get access to the quiz. So just keep that in mind. Everything goes essentially through the agenda, but all the assessments are given through Delta Math. I do want to point out that for Delta Math, the assignments are timed, so you get 40 minutes. For the quizzes, if you do have extended time and I've reached out to you, or you already know if you have 504, this is adjusted for you already. And then you can see every week you have to give a code on here. But I recommend definitely going through the agenda to access everything on here. I did link here the additional book support, so you could see that is there as well. We have the help sessions linked on here. So our next one is Monday the 5th and Wednesday the 7th. You can also, like I said, book an appointment. And then you can see week 2 is underneath here and week 3. So all of these, again, are soft deadlines with the exception of June 22nd, which is the everything has to be in by that time. All right. If you have any questions, please reach out to me via email. You can also attend a help session anytime. You don't have to know me. Let me know when you're going to one of the optional help sessions, or you can schedule an appointment. So thank you very much. And let me